Well, this video is going to probably be a little long, so I apologize in advance. However, if you watch it kind of in parts as you're doing the assignment, I think it might be beneficial. And usually with technology, I am a big fan of just jump in, go at it. You know, you make mistakes, you can press undo, but I don't want anyone to get frustrated. And I also want to give you some kind of parameters since it is probably your first time you're working with Google Sheets. All right, so this assignment has us using Google Sheets for measure of center, 5-number summary, and histograms. So the directions are real basic and they're spelled out to you pretty in depth. And the way I'm going to do this video is only going through a portion of the directions because I think once you see one or two as an example, you'll get the gist. And it really is very much pattern-like. So you'll open up a Google Sheet, but there is one that is connected to this assignment that's blank for you that already has your name to it. So you might just want to use that. But if you were to open up Google Sheets for the first time, you would simply go to your drive. You'd go to your waffle here where you have all your apps and you'd look for a new sheet. You're going to want to do a blank sheet, of course, and there's your Google Sheet. All right, so that's first set of directions already done. Then you're going to need to copy each of the AMS class data assessment pieces of information into separate columns of the sheet. And we're going to label those so that we know A1 cell is going to be Chapter 12's mid-chapter check, B1, Chapter 12's unit test, C1, Chapter 13's mid-chapter check. So you notice you see a pattern where we're labeling the first cell and individual columns with the assessments. And so let's just scroll down so you can see where those are. There's the data right there for you. And so we have all of our data for each of those three assessments that we are going to, of course, be manipulating. Now, we are going to be finding the mean, the median, the mode, min, Q1, Q3, and the maximum value as well. And so what we're going to do, what I'm going to do is right now, I'm going to actually copy the first set of data. And so I'm simply going to select 97 and highlight everything until the last data value. And when I do that, I can also press Control C. Control C allows me to copy. On the Chromebooks, you can do the two finger click to allow you to copy. And now I'm going to go to my sheet. And remember, the first cell, A1, is supposed to have the title. So Chapter 12 mid-chapter check. Is what I'm labeling this. Now what I want to do, because I don't want to see the cells kind of going into each other, I'm just going to go ahead and drag that as far as the titles. I'm going to Control V to paste. See if I pasted it. All right. I don't know if I copied it. Let's see. Well, let me copy here and let me paste here because I am using a Mac today and it's one of my first times. Okay, so my data starts in A3. And because I want to see everything, I'm not going to have it this big. This font size is pretty large. So I'm just going to change the font size to, let's say 12, just so that I could see everything. Because the first thing I want to do is find the mean of this data set. And let's go back to the directions really quickly. And I suggest you open up tabs like I do. And what do the directions say? Oh, the mean formula is equal average. I have to select the data, the first through the last cell, and then press enter. That seems easy enough. Equal average, select the data, press enter. All right, so let me go ahead and start. Equal sign. I'm going to start typing the word average. And notice it already comes up. I don't have to even type the rest of average. I'm going to select the data from which I want to find the average for. And you notice how each time I go from one row to the next, it just adds A16, A17, A18. And what's so awesome, look, it's calculating the average just with A18. Now, once it gets to A19, that's what the average is. However, I have to close this parentheses. So I'm going to press the Shift and the 0 key that closes the parentheses. I press enter and there is my mean. You're instructed to fill the cell with varying colors, and yellow is what we're going to fill with the mean. The paint bucket is right here, so I go ahead, fill, yellow, bam, done the mean. What's next? The median? Well, what does the formula tell us to type? Equal, median, select first through the last cells. I think I get the hang of it. Equal, median. And now I have to select the data from which I want to find the median. So look, now that I just have 97, guess what the median is? 97. But now that I have 97 and 87, the median would be 92. Let me just go ahead and select everything that is in this data. And I have to remember Shift 0, close the parentheses, enter, and that is the median. Now the median is supposed to be in that teal color, so I'm going to go to my paint bucket again. Guess what? Here I go, paint bucket fill, teal. Now I'm not going to go ahead and do the mode because I know you can read and I know you see the pattern, but we are going to do Q1 and Q3 just so you can see what it looks like, because Q1 and Q3 look a little different. The formula still starts off with equal. You're going to go ahead and type quartile, and I'll go ahead and click it. I'm going to still select the data. That's no different. However, I have to remember to put a comma and a 1 for lower quartile 1. I still press the Shift and the 0 for our parentheses bracket to close, and that is the value of Q1. Now Q1 has to be what? In that orange kind of color. All right, so I go to fill and I fill it in orange. Q3, guess what I got to do? That equal sign, start typing in quartile, select the data values, comma 3, close the parentheses up, enter. Okay? And so once you've done that for mid-chapter check, chapter 12 test, chapter 13, then you're going to get ready to open up a new sheet. Oh my gosh, where did all my data go? Oh my goodness. Not a problem. You're just in a new sheet. Go back to sheet 1, it's there. You'll probably want to use this drop-down menu to rename this sheet, and I'm just going to name it AMS data because I want to use another page for my actual histograms. So I'm going to go here and I'm just going to select all of this information once more. I'm going to copy it onto sheet 2. I do not need to copy onto sheet 2 the median, mode, Q1 or anything like that because I just want to work with this data. And since I'm going to be putting in a sheet, I'm not going to go to file, not going to go to edit, not view, not format, not tools, not add-ons, even though you might think. I'm going to go insert. I'm going to be inserting a chart. Notice what else is here. Insert function. So there's a few shortcuts to get to function, and I'll show you that too. I'm going to insert this chart, a chart, and oh my goodness, what is that? What happens as soon as this chart appears though? I have chart editor because I definitely don't want this kind of chart. I have data, I have customized, and guess what I need to do? I need to change this chart type. I'm not working with a line chart. We didn't do anything with the line charts just yet. We're going to scroll down from suggested line axes, column, bar, pie, scatter, map to other, and voila, we've got our histogram. Oh, snap, I didn't title it anything. Well, I better give it a title because I know that's important. I'm going to go ahead, chart type, histogram. Oops, I'm going to customize it. I'm going to go to chart and axis title. So let's go ahead to chart title and let's label it what it is, chapter 12 or AMS. Mid-chapter check grades. I'm spelling stuff wrong here. I'll just put and so I could, if I wanted to, change this font style. My favorite font style is Arial. So that's the one I use for everything. I could change the size and so on. I could look at the series and things being changed there. So data series 1 is what you're looking down here at the bottom. I could change the color if I wanted to. I could change individual colors. So that you can play around with a little bit. We definitely do need to have the axes labeled. So let's go horizontal axis, and let's make sure that we have labels for that. And it shows the degrees in which it's labeled, but I had a trouble trying to figure out where I'm going to actually label it, or what I'm going to call it, and where to put in the title. But here's the one thing that you can do. If you click off of here, notice that all disappears. No worry. Double click and it appears again. I also can get right into the chart. So here, I think the number values are listed, and I can go ahead and manipulate them a little bit too. The last thing that you are required to do, as per the directions, if you noticed, after you've made your histogram of all three of these sets of data, after you find the mean, median, mode, min, Q1, Q3, max, you are then required to write 3 statements about each histogram. And so let's just do that really quickly by inserting a text box. And it's under drawing, but it is a text box. And once I click on that T with the 4 dots around it, I make my text box, and here I can type about the peak is at, there is no line symmetry, or there is, the data is custard, or there is a gap. And you decide what you're going to put as far as the actual things, your statements about the data. Please use math-specific vocabulary from Chapter 12 or Chapter 13 or previous background knowledge that you have. And I save and close, and there is my data about my graph, and I can put that there. And so that looks nice and clean, and I would prefer that you did that. But I also have no problem in you selecting the chart, going to comment, and right there you'll see you can comment here as well with your 3 statements if you're more comfortable with that. And you notice it appears right there as well. So either or, it's your choice. Now what I want to do is just really quickly go through everything, all the sets of directions. I want to make it really simple. So you're opening up the assignment, the task. Yes, there is a blank sheet that is connected to your name that you should turn in. But if you ever have to work in Sheets again, you'll go to Drive, you'll go to your waffle. Underneath your waffle, you'll go to Sheets. Boom, bam, boom. Okay. Then once you're actually in Sheets, you'll need to make sure you copy this data that's here. It's right here for you. Select it all. Control C, Control V. Control C is copy, Control V is paste. Or select it and right click, copy, paste. Once you paste it, and this, remember, was my sheet 1, you go ahead and find your mean by using the formula. Find the median by using the formula. Find the mode by using the formula. And if you want, you can go to the shortcut function button here, and you can say, oh, I want to find the average, without actually pressing equal average. Not that it's that less work or that less amount of mouse clicks. And here's the average for A3 to A9. Close the parentheses up still. Press enter. In this case, the shortcut does allow you to take about 2 less steps, because now you're just going here. You're pressing the max, let's say. They already have the parentheses set for you. These are, let's say, the max values that I want to check. The parentheses, since it's already closed, all you have to then do is press enter, and it tells you what the max value is there. And then, of course, with the histograms, you're going to take the data that you want to use. You're going to want to do another sheet. And if I want to make a histogram of this data, again, I could use a shortcut. The shortcut is here. Charts are right there. And it has, right now, it's in a column chart, but I want to make sure I go in a histogram. And there's my histogram. And again, making sure that I go ahead and I customize it by putting a title for my chart, putting x-axis, y-axis labels, and these are the frequencies, and I can see. So hopefully this was beneficial to you, and you found you're going to find no problem in doing this task. Good luck.